Okay, we're going to talk about something that, well, it can feel a little strange and honestly, a little painful. It's that moment when you realize your own personal growth is starting to change your friendships. I mean, have you ever felt this? You share some amazing news, something you've worked so hard for, and the congratulations you get just feels off, like they're applauding an old version of you. It's such a confusing disconnect, but trust me, you are definitely not the only one who's ever felt this. And let's be real here. It can come with a huge dose of guilt, right? I mean, these are people you love, people who've been in your corner. So why does spending time with them suddenly feel kind of off? Well, that feeling, it's usually a signpost, and it's pointing directly at your own evolution. So, first things first, this feeling doesn't mean you're a bad friend. Not at all. It's actually a recognized psychological phenomenon. It even has a name. And, just understanding what it's called is the first big step to figuring this all out. Okay, so the term for this is value drift. And here's the thing. It's rarely some big dramatic falling out. It's almost always this subtle, slow, quiet shift that happens over years. Maybe you're suddenly all about your health, but your friends are still in their late night party phase. Or maybe you're focused on your career or family, and their priorities just haven't changed. It's a totally natural divergence, but wow, can it create a huge gap? Now, this value drift can lead to something else. And this is where it gets really tricky. It's what we call the identity stagnation trap. And this is a big deal because the conflict suddenly shifts from being about what you value to who you're even allowed to be around them. This right here, this is really the heart of the problem. See, you're constantly growing, you're changing, but in their eyes, you might as well be a static portrait hanging on a wall, a snapshot from the past. They remember you through all the old stories and inside jokes, and that can make it feel absolutely impossible for them to see, let alone appreciate the person you've become right now. And listen, the key word here is unintentionally. I really want to stress that. Your friends probably aren't being malicious. They're not actively trying to hold you back. They're just comfortable with the version of you they've always known. But that comfort zone for them makes it incredibly difficult for you to show up as the person you actually are today. Wow, that really hits home, doesn't it? It just perfectly captures that silent frustration of being misunderstood by the very people who are supposed to know you the best. It's a really unique and kind of painful kind of loneliness. So, okay, how do you know if you're actually caught in this trap? Let's get practical. We're going to go through a few key signs. Think of it like a checklist you can use to kind of assess your own friendships and see if any of these patterns sound familiar. All right, let's walk through these. Number one, you censor your growth. You find yourself downplaying your wins or your new insights because you just know they're not going to get it. Number two, conversations feel like a performance. You slip back into your old role, right? Telling the same old stories just to keep the peace. Third, their praise feels hollow. We already touched on this. They're complimenting the you from 5 years ago, not the you of today. Fourth, and this is a big one, you feel drained, not energized after you hang out with them. And finally, number five, you realize your core values, the things that are most important to you now, just don't line up with theirs anymore. Okay? So if any of that, or maybe all of that, sounded familiar, please don't panic. The point here isn't to go out and end all your friendships tomorrow. The solution is actually an internal shift. It's about empowering yourself to move forward authentically, no matter what's going on around you. So here's the most crucial point. This isn't about blaming them. It's not their fault. The real work isn't about having some big confrontation or demanding they see you differently. No, it's about fundamentally changing where you get your sense of validation from. The real solution here lies in developing something that psychologists call an internal locus of evaluation. It sounds complicated, but it's a really powerful idea. All it means is shifting your source of validation from the outside world to inside yourself. You basically become your own primary source of approval. And just look at the difference here. When you're operating from that external locus, your first question is always, what will they think? You're constantly looking outside for approval. But when you make that shift to an internal locus, the question completely changes. It becomes, what feels right to me? You start trusting your own judgment, living by your own values. And this is the most essential takeaway from all of this. Choosing to be your authentic self, even if it creates a little distance in some of your old relationships, that is not a selfish act. It's not a betrayal of your past. It is the ultimate act of loyalty to the future you're working so hard to build. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. Take a really honest look at your social circle. Ask yourself, are your friendships a mirror, reflecting who you are right now? Or are they a museum, just displaying who you used to be? The answer to that question, well, it's going to tell you everything you need to know.